Welcome to Lahari Lectures. In this video, you can watch one word question and answers computer science from question 851 to 900. Let's watch. First question, the software that provides an interface between users and the database is DBMS. Next question, data redundancy means storing the same data multiple times. Data independence refers to the ability to modify the schema without affecting application programs. The most widely used database model is relational model. A database is primarily designed to reduce data redundancy and improve consistency. Next question, the process of protecting data from unauthorized access is called data security. The person responsible for managing the database is called DBA, database administrator. Which feature of DBMS allows multiple users to access the database simultaneously? Concurrency control. Next question. One major objective of a DBMS is reduce data inconsistency. Which property allows changes to the database schema without affecting application programs? Data independence. Concurrency control in DBMS is mainly used to allow safe simultaneous access by multiple users. A database system consists of database, DBMS, application programs and users. Which feature ensures that unauthorized users cannot access the database? Data security. The ability to recover the database after a system failure is called backup and recovery. Which of the following is the primary function of a DBMS? Is managing, storing and retrieving data efficiently organized. Which DBMS function minimizes duplicate copies of data? Data redundancy control. Which DBMS function ensures the data remains accurate and consistent? Data integrity. The process of controlling access rights for different users is known as authorization. Next question, which DBMS component processes SQL queries efficiently? Query processor. Which DBMS function provides a description of the database structure? Data dictionary. Transaction management in DBMS is mainly used to ensure correct execution of database transactions. Next question, which DBMS service enables multiple applications and users to use the same database? Data sharing. Which DBMS function allows users to obtain information from the database? Data retrieval. Which function of DBMS helps improve data access speed? Indexing. Next question, which DBMS service checks that all database operations satisfy predefined rules and constraints? Data integrity. Which of the following is responsible for preventing inconsistent data during simultaneous transactions? Concurrency control. The feature that reduces application dependency on the physical storage structure is data independence. Which DBMS service records changes so that the database can be recovered after a failure? Recovery management. Next question, the database catalog that stores information about tables, attributes and constraints is called data dictionary. Next question, which DBMS service enforces rules and constraints to maintain valid data? Data integrity. Next question, which DBMS feature allows changes to the physical storage without affecting application programs? Physical data independence. Which DBMS feature allows changes in the conceptual schema without affecting external schemas? Logical data independence. Next question, concurrency control is mainly required to maintain database consistency during simultaneous transactions. The main purpose of transaction management is to ensure reliable and correct execution of transactions. Which DBMS service protects the database from unauthorized access? Authorization and security. Which service is responsible for reducing duplicate copies of data? Data redundancy control. Which of the following is responsible for granting or denying user privileges? Authorization Manager. Which DBMS component is responsible for selecting the most efficient execution plan for an SQL query? Query Optimizer. One of the major advantage of a DBMS is reduced data redundancy. A DBMS improves data consistency by reducing unnecessary duplication of data. Which DBMS feature helps restore data after a system crash? Backup and recovery. Next question, which DBMS feature ensures correct execution of database transactions? Transaction management. The advantage of controlling data redundancy is that it improves data consistency. Which feature allows different users to access the same database safely at the same point? Concurrency control. Next question, DBMS provides centralized control over data, which helps in better security and administration. Which DBMS feature allows enforcement of rules such as primary key and foreign key constants? Data integrity. The metadata describing database objects is stored in data dictionary. Which advantage of a DBMS improves application development by separating programs from data? Data independence. Which DBMS feature helps users retrieve information efficiently? Query processing and optimization. Which is an advantage of a DBMS over a traditional file system? Better backup and recovery. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you.